Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my Hemlock and Oak. I believe I haven't shared probably April and May, if I'm not mistaken. So this is my daily journal, and I'm excited to share with you all the new spreads in my daily journal. So if you are new here, my daily journal is basically tidbits of my life, what's happening throughout the day. It's not like a Dear Diary kind of thing. And I like to add stickers, doodles, and a lot of journaling. So I've been asked a lot about this and how I keep up with this. I just wanted to say that sometimes I am behind in my daily journal. Life happens. But what I tend to do if I'm falling behind or I don't want to forget what happened that day, I'll just write in pencil like little titles throughout my day just to remind me what happened. And then when I do have time, either I'll use my stamps or I'll just write in the titles myself and start journaling as I go. But anyways, for my calendar, I did some doodling, some stamping. I just like to do a mix of that, some stickers as well. And I just document a special moment throughout the day in my calendar. So that's April. And so you'll see my big titles. April was like the end of Ramadan, so I was stamping those large numbers for each day. And you'll see at some point that it was Eid, so I stopped doing the large numbers. But I do document what I did that day. I went apartment hunting with my daughter because we were going to move her into an apartment in Atlanta instead of living in the dorms. For Wednesday, you'll see I used my digital stamp set, or Let's Get Digital. So this is you're going to see a lot of my own stamps in here. I like to use the samples. I'm just looking for it so I can show it to you. I like to use the samples and try them out. You can't really see the numbers, but basically it looks like that. And I was kind of playing with it, trying out my new samples. And so because I did so many things in one day, I like to use my timestamp to document that. And then I did it again here. So you'll see that these are a little bit different than these because I did like the white border, and that's how my stamps ended up looking. So I try it, and whatever I like more, that's what I end up selling. So basically, I did it again here because I did a lot of things that day. So I like to break it down in time. And then the solar eclipse happened. And then here's Eid preps, and this is Eid. And this is what happened on Eid. So you'll see that I stopped stamping the large numbers. And now I go back to how I usually document my day. So there was a grooming day for Stitch, I believe. We had a storm, no power. So it's just little tidbits of my day. It's nothing exciting at all. My day is very basic, very routine, but I still like to document it and kind of just look back and see what I did each single day. Again, using my Let's Get Digital stamp set to document my day. Do it again here. This is my Arabizi stamp set, and I like to throw that in every once in a while. I also use stamps from Carrie Bradford from Studio Calico, Everyday Explorers. This is my Summer Alpha, which I love, and this was a really popular stamp set that I use a lot in my daily journal. And again, you'll see like I'll document chat dates with friends, talk about my dogs, talk about my kids. Sometimes I'll break it down with morning and evening. Let's say these are days where I didn't do much, so I didn't feel like I have to speak about every single story throughout the day. And so I'll break it down into morning and evening. I talk about my errands, books I'm reading, my launches, me crafting, the book club. It's always on the last Sunday of each month. So I document that. I document about Gaza. You'll see I'll write a lot in Arabic as well. which I love to throw in there. Another calendar. This is May. And again, I'm just doodling, adding stickers, stamping, and I'm back to talking about what I did throughout the week or the month. Just documenting Sabine pressure washing. I believe she pressure washed my parents' driveway and around the pool, I'm guessing. And then I was looking for a pool guy for my parents' work. I met the pool guy. So it's just like little small things here and there. My mom's birthday. Got to spend the evening with the Peaches. If you're not familiar with my YouTube membership, they are called Hibba's Peaches, and we get together bi-weekly and we Zoom and craft and chat. It's such a fun group and I love documenting them. My daughter and husband worked on the mailbox and they cleaned it up, repainted it, waterproofed it, all that good stuff. And then we met our neighbor's cat. A brunch with my parents, my sisters. This was a lot of fun. So it took up a lot of my Sunday because I spent almost the whole day with them. One of the kids went to Florida here. I'm guessing it's Sabine, because Leith does end up going to Florida, I think in end of May. And so I document that as well. Talking about Gaza here. Mail day, like sending out all my orders. I always like to add that because to me, it's very important to see how my business is doing as well. And having the daily journal helps me remember those launches and those like shipments and things like that. So I like to document that. My sister graduated. She did her specialist degree. I covered this up, but it was a little funny story that I wanted to talk about. This was Mother's Day. And this, buying the stove and microwave, I talk about it a lot in May because my husband decided that he was going to set up the new microwave and he wanted to put a vent through the wall. So this was a situation. You're going to see a lot of cursing in the next few days, but I had to mention that because you're going to see those curse words. But anyways, my son found a tick on him. He was doing research in Tennessee, came back home, and then we found a tick on him. So that was a situation as well. I was Googling that situation. You guys never Google about ticks ever. But I was scared to death. But thank God everything was okay. And he did go see the doctor and we were good to go. But here's the delivery of our stove and microwave. And this is where you'll see me getting really upset about the microwave situation and putting a hole in our wall. But it was okay. It was okay. We were getting there. Then we have like pool time. I love this kit from Coco Daisy. Is such a pretty kit. I think it's called Into the Blue and it's just gorgeous. And I loved using it in my daily journal. Using my Summer Alphas. This is a new stamp set coming soon. And so I was sampling that. And that is part of that stamp set. It's like a cleaning stamp set. I'm so excited for it. Chatting with friends. This is my new bean stamp set. Love the stamp set so much. It's such a perfect size for the daily journal, especially if you're working in a hemlock and oak. I'm just so excited for that. And you'll see I use it a lot after this. I think this is around the time I got my kind of people stamp set and the bean stamp set. And so I use that a lot to try it out. And also because I love my stamps. And so I use it throughout the month of May or the end of May. Just talking about sleepovers, out and about, graduation parties. This is my niece's graduation. Always have to talk about Palestine throughout as well. There's that new stamp set that's coming soon. I'm really excited for this one. I just love how the stamp set turned out, especially after you color them in. So fun. So we have craft and create. Hello Sushi. My sister adopted a new Shih Tzu and we got to meet him. He's so cute. And so now we're in June and I'm just starting to add my doodles and my stamping. There's a lot of pool time in June. I have decided to take some time off and not pressure myself to work and get things done, you know, and be in my office all the time. So I've been spending a lot of time with my sister at the pool and Sabine as well. Went for brunch with Sabine and a friend to the Daily. It was so good. That was the first time we go there. That was a nice little trip to Atlanta. Some pool time again. I love using these stamps from Kelly for documenting like pool time in the summer. Some work days, and you'll see I'm making sure that I work, but also go and relax by the pool at the same time, just because, again, I don't want to overwhelm myself. I was in a rut for a long time, and so I don't want to go back into that rut. So I'm making sure that I enjoy the summer as well. Documenting family time, working on the weekend. Yes, I just said I don't want to work all the time, but again, I'm so behind on work because of my rut that I had to work on the weekend, but I made sure that I spent some time with family and enjoy my weekend, some pool time, and some work time with my friend Elizabeth on Zoom. But also, I wanted to mention, you probably noticed that I didn't stamp the weekdays in May, or June, sorry, we're in June. And the reason for that is because I created a new weekday stamp and I'm waiting on it patiently. I wanted to try it first before I sell it. And so I decided to just wait on that until I get it to stamp out the weekdays. It's going to fit nicely within this area in your Hemlock and Oak. And by the way, anything I create, like all these stamps, are basically stamps that I would want to use in my daily journal. My main focus this past few years is my daily journal because my kids are gotten older. I don't take a lot of photos anymore. And I feel like my daily journal, I don't need the photos. I can just talk about my day and document my day without photos. And so all my stamps are focused on my daily journal. You can still use these in your scrapbooking, in your layouts. I still do. But everything is based, or all my ideas are based on my daily journal because that is my main focus. This is something that I want to keep up with. I've been doing it for, what now, 10, 11 years. And so I really want to make sure that I keep up with it and have this if I'm not documenting with photos, if that makes sense. But anyways, let's move on. I'm going to be journaling for June 10th in my daily journal, and I want to share that process with you and take you along with me on that journey and just put a spread together and try to catch up in my daily journal. Okay, let's start journaling in my daily journal. So I'm going to start by documenting the weather, and I've been using that top corner of each page to keep up with the weather. And I started doing this year, and I'm really happy that I did because it's been fun to kind of look back and see if it was raining or it was sunny. So I'm really happy that I decided to do that this year. Now on this day, I did work, so I'm going to use my Bean Alpha to stamp out work. And I'll also be using my Let's Get Digital stamp set to keep up with the time. I love using my Let's Get Digital stamp set to break down my day sometimes. And also it's fun to see what time you did certain things. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp my time next to my titles, and I will stamp it in black so it can kind of pop. Now that I have that stamped out, I'm just going to grab my sticker drawer and choose a few stickers to add around my title. I usually use my stickers to add a little bit of cuteness to my pages. And also I have so many stickers, so why not? Anyways, on that day, we also had a little lunch date with my sister and her daughter. So my daughter and I met up with them and we had some sushi and it was very yummy. So I'm going to go back to my Bean Alpha stamp to stamp out lunch date. Now I knew I wanted to kind of stack my title. So I'm going to also grab the Let's Get Digital stamp and stamp my time before I finish stamping out my title. I think that was the easiest way to do it so I can make sure that all of it fits. So I'm almost done stamping out my little title here, which I did want to mention. I love the Bean Alpha stamps. They fit so nicely in the daily journal, and that's one of the reasons I shrunk them down and created this alpha so it would fit in the daily journal for like little miniature titles, if that makes sense. It's still bold, and that's what I love, but it's small enough to create multiple titles on one page. Anyways, I went through my sticker sheets and added a few little stickers here and there. I love that sticker sheet. I think it's from Pipsticks, if I'm not mistaken. And now I want to document that my cousins came over and all three of us, actually, no, my daughter was a part of it. So all four of us got to hang out and put together a puzzle. It was a lot of fun. So I decided to use the My Kind of People stamp set to represent the three of them. And I'm gonna also be stamping game night. So to fit the title in that small section, I covered one part of my stamp and stamped game, and then the other part to stamp night, and that way I was able to stack my title. I'm also going to use an old game stamp that had a little small puzzle, so I'm going to stamp that as well right next to my title. So for now, I'm done stamping. I will come back and stamp the time as well. But I did want to color in my people, and I'm going to use this Crayola skin tone pack. If you don't own this pack, I definitely recommend it, especially if you bought the My Kind of People stamp set from my shop. It's just perfect for coloring in the different skin tones. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and color things in, and then I'm going to grab my Let's Get Digital stamp set and stamp the time right above the game night title. Oh, and I did want to mention that I do use my white highlighter to highlight certain things in the My Kind of People stamp set. So once I color it in, I'll grab my white highlighter, add a little bit of highlight to the hair, around the eyes, sometimes their clothes. It really helps the people kind of stand out a little bit, and it also makes them a little bit more realistic, if that makes sense. Anyways, this is where I grab my Let's Get Digital stamp set and I stamp out the time, and basically the stamping and adding the stickers is done. Now I can journal. I'm not going to make you watch me journal the whole thing. That would be really boring. But I'm basically just going to write about my day, what I did for work. I will also just journal about my lunch date with my sister and spending time with my cousins, putting together a puzzle. Anyways, before I wrap this up, I do want to say you will never regret journaling daily. I recommend it. I've been doing it for years now, and I've never, ever regretted doing it. So it doesn't have to be extravagant with stamping and stickers. It can be as simple as just writing down what you did that day. So definitely give it a try and you can thank me later. Anyways, I'm just gonna finish up my page by adding some washi tape at the bottom. This is a great place for me to use my washi tape. And then I call my layout done. As always, don't forget, I will be adding all the links in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.